I got my red light. I think I'm recording. Hey. Welcome to Live with Heidi Mine. I'm going to check that the live is up on Facebook and YouTube, so go and grab your favorite drink before we get started. It is raining and I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So let me just bring this forward a little. So I'm not going completely forward. Bring you up. Okay. And view the channel. Okay. And I wore a different colored sweatshirt tonight, so I can tell that I'm. Boop. All right. So I am live on Facebook. I'm live on the YouTube. I'm going to go ahead and switch back to my script for just a minute. So if you do leave a comment, I will get back to you in just a minute. Did I say it's raining? I love the rain. Oh my gosh, you don't even know. I've not been out I'm in my garage. That is where my workspace is. And I have not been out here kind of at all today. But I probably should have been. It's been raining off and on. And last year, I had my roof replaced on my entire house, and then we had a ton of rain. So earlier this year, like after the rain was almost completely done, my garage roof started leaking. And it has not leaked in like 18, 19 years with the old roof. So I was a little annoyed that the roof started leaking with the new roof. So anyways, it's going to be a little bit of a talky video tonight, and I might go a little bit short. I haven't decided yet. I know there's quite a bit of background noise. My kids are doing the dishes. The rain may or may not be coming through. And every time my mini split, which is my heating air conditioning system in the garage, right now every time it shuts off, it's making a knocking noise, which may be a fan blade hitting something that's inside of it. I don't know. I need to have somebody come out and take a look at it, because I am not going to take apart my mini split. I will take apart a lot of different things, but I'm not doing that. So, hey, I'm Heidi. I am a work-at-home handmade business owner at HeidiMine.com, as well as a homeschool mom of 11-year-old and 13-year-old girls. I go live on Facebook and YouTube on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Pacific. During the live, I share. I have to keep touching my iPad because it's in a low power mode, so it keeps shutting off. During the live, I share things going on in my business, homeschooling, and our personal lives. Be sure to follow on Facebook or subscribe on YouTube, or hit the thumbs up button feel free. I don't know where I just skipped, but I think it's it keeps shutting down. Yeah, so follow Facebook, subscribe on YouTube to get notifications when I post videos or when I go live. And feel free to like or hit the thumbs up button, as this helps more people just like you come and hang out. If you are joining me on the live tonight, do feel free to with #live. If you are watching the replay, go ahead and please comment with #replay. This lets me know when people are watching and if I need to change up my times for my days. And if you aren't already subscribed, be sure to check the pinned post on Facebook. And this will sign you up for our email list, where you can get updates about new products, blog posts, sales, and other fun things going on. If you are watching on YouTube, I do apologize. It, for some reason, does not want to pop up on YouTube for me as an automatic post. Super big bummer. I don't love it. What can you do? But every time I try to type it into YouTube, it does weird things, and it takes me a minute, and then I'm facing my face is in the camera, so I just don't do it anymore. But you can go, once the video is over, you can go to my profile on YouTube, and there are lots of links there where you can sign up for the email list. It also gets you 20% off your first purchase at HeidiMine.com. So yeah, I've been doing some cleaning up in my sewing room. I'm sure you can't tell. This is little Miss No Name. She is my sewing room mascot. It was actually a doll that came out when my mom was a kid. She's a little bit sad. That is a burlap sack dress that she's wearing. And she does have like a tear coming down. I do love like the Big Eyes artwork. I have not seen the movie Big Eyes, although I wanted to. I just never got a chance. Maybe I'll do that this holiday season. I don't know if my kids would be interested in it. I don't know if it's age appropriate for them. I'll have to look into that. But I do love that there are other artists that do that kind of large eye artwork. So I've bought some postcards and magnets, I think, at Disneyland. There was an artist that was doing their interpretation of Disney princesses with that big eye artwork, and I just like the doll. My mom bought her as an adult for something. You hear me? My phone says it's trying to reconnect. I don't know what's going on with my internet right now. It's starting to really mess me up. And I know that my kids are not even on the internet right now because I can hear them in my kitchen. So I am literally the only person using the internet right at this moment. I don't get it. Xfinity is going to be getting a call from me. So yeah. So with this doll, she's got one hand that kind of is held out like she's a little bigger. And there's a whole story about her. I don't know if I've talked about her before. I like the story. It's kind of like, I think, did I talk last week about the new Inside Out movie? Or did I just talk about that on my personal, I don't know. They released the new Inside Out, or they've released the previews for the new Inside Out movie. I had a whole joke about it because one of the words, I was like, what is that? And then I realized like it was something that I had seen on Gilmore Girls once. That's totally off topic. But essentially, like, she is like the precursor for sadness. But I liked the whole story behind the doll. I thought it was actually kind of groundbreaking for the time that the doll was released. So if you're interested in that, let me know in the comments, and I can either do a little bit of a video about it, or I can put a blog post together with some of the research I did. But I'm not going to talk about her much tonight because she actually normally sits next to my computer, but I like her. She's not my prettiest of dolls, but I just like her. I don't know if you can see my sweatshirt tonight. Yes, it is an Easter sweatshirt. I love the rain. I absolutely love rainy days. I'm going to say I've been relaxing on the couch reading, but honestly, it's because I did some exercises on Monday that essentially destroyed my thighs. They didn't hurt when I was doing the exercises, but then like that night, and especially yesterday, I could barely walk. It was silly. So yeah, heating pads and icy hot and all the things. And they're finally, I'm able to, what's weird is like I have a little bit of trouble standing up because the muscles are sore, but it was sitting down. Like that was the hardest thing. So weird. But as I explained to my kids, they're obviously muscles I haven't used in a while. So yeah, so I just have to keep going. And I have not done those exercises today, and I'm going to, but I'm going to do them slower and fewer just to kind of keep that muscle memory going. I think I talked about the Dickens Fair. I don't know if I talked about it last week. I know I've talked about it before. It is something that we normally do during the holiday season. We have purchased our tickets for the Dickens Fair. And because we are going so much later in the month that we normally go, I have told the kids I'm going to be working on some costumes that we can wear. We'll see if I get them done. I have a lot of sewing projects that I want to get done, and I have just really been, to use the new emotion, ennui. If you have ever watched Gilmore Girls, there's a whole episode with Michelle and Suki, and I loved it, and it was hilarious. But yeah, I just haven't really felt like doing a whole lot, so I haven't. I need to finish my collectible Christmas videos, not only the last few unboxings, but also putting everything together. So I will be doing those over the next week, so that I can hopefully, I'm just gonna like push them and kind of jam them all out late November, early December. I also have a bunch of sewing projects that I'm going to be doing for Christmas. I am definitely one of those people that does last minute sewing for Christmas. I don't necessarily make a lot of gifts, but I will be doing some for my kids. I want to make some for myself and for the kids because I am super cheap, and I will turn the heater down a little bit on the low side so that I'm not paying PG&E all of my money. I also want to make some pajamas this year. When I was growing up, we always got to open one present on Christmas Eve, and it was usually our pajamas. And I always liked doing that for my kids because I felt like I could get them into some Christmassy pajamas that night. And then in the morning when they woke up, it was a little bit more festive and fun feeling. And yeah. And then like, I felt like Christmas pictures were kind of nicer. But I haven't been able to do that in a little while. I think I did it last year, but we bought pajamas. And most years I think all years, I've meant to make things, but I end up buying them. But I really loved this pattern from Charm Patterns. And it is called the Harlow? Yeah, the Harlow pajamas. And I just think they're super, super cute. These are both PDF digital patterns. I don't know, I think Charm might sell printable pattern. I mean, not printable, but printed patterns. I'm not sure. But this is a free pattern. So to get the free pattern, you would have to download the PDF and print it out yourself. But I just thought they were super cute. I don't know if that's what I'm going to make for my kids, but I was thinking I would make myself some like cute Barbie pink Harlow pajamas. Although I might make them short because I don't usually wear full pants. It's too hot. Even when it's cold, it's too hot. I have good sheets. So yeah, hopefully I'll have time to put all that together. And if I do, I will have my camera set up so that I can show you how they go. Next year, I would really like to get the Patreon subscription, Patreon membership for Charm Patterns or Gertie Sews. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what, it's something that the creator has. But it's like, there's a lot of extra patterns that you get for free. You get discounts on purchase patterns, all kinds of things. But it's very retro, and I think they're adorable. So that's, I don't know, it's on my Christmas list for my kids. So for the Dickens Fair, I do believe that I showed at least some of these patterns last year because we did intend to make these outfits last year, and I just ran out of time. The whole year flew by. It was a lot. So I do have fabric, and I should have gotten the fabric out, but I forgot. So I'm just going to show you the patterns. The first pattern, I don't know if I'm going to end up making one or multiple of these styles, but it is a McCall's pattern, and it is like boot covers, shoe covers. So I just think that's super cute. There's a bunch of different styles, and I like the fact that like you could wear whatever shoe you want and it covers most of the shoe, and then it makes it look like a boot. And it fits sort of with the whole Dickens theme, but I also really like the whole steampunk thing, so it sort of works with that as well. Another McCall's costume. This one, my oldest daughter picked out. I'm not sure if she's gonna want me to make this for her or not, because her style has changed a bit from last year, but we'll see, because we bought all the fabric for it. So this is, it's really almost like a wedding gown, but it's sort of this shirt with a little bit of ruffle on the front. There's a jacket, and then an A-line skirt that has ruffles. Younger daughter picked, I think she picked a different pattern, but then we ended up finding this one while we were at the store looking, and she kind of liked it better. It had a little bit more options for things that she feels comfortable with. So we got this simplicity pattern, and this includes kind of a, it's like a one-piece dress, but it's almost like a nightgown kind of style, like an old-fashioned nightgown style. And then there's a vest that goes over the top, and then kind of like an overskirt peplum kind of thing. She does not like the collars. I don't blame her. But she does have a hat very similar to the one in the picture. And we picked out some fabrics for this as well, and she just kind of loved it. So hopefully she still likes it. Let's hope, let's hope, let's hope. And the last pattern is mine, and we'll see how this goes. I will be waiting until the last minute to make mine, because I have a bit of a workout plan that I'm working on. And if I am consistent with it, like I'm hoping that I can be, then my measurements will change and I don't want to have to resize it. So I'm going to wait till like the very last second for this one. But this one is a little bit more of a steampunk style. I just really liked it. It's pants, so it's an option for a full pant and also a capri. So I tend to run warm, so I will probably do the capri. I don't know though about how the sides stick out at the hips. I'm not loving that, so we'll see how that turns out. But then it's just kind of a vested top. And I would just do like the short sleeve one. So it's really kind of like this outfit here, because that's what I would feel the most comfortable with. So we'll see. But I got fabric for that last year as well. So yeah, that is what it is. I'm trying to see what time it is. So if I do whatever I make from those, I will set up the cameras to record and do some videos on those. And if anybody is interested in any of the other patterns that I will be trying to work on this holiday season, let me know. I will post them. If I make videos, I will post them, obviously, but I can also do a blog post on my website that has links to all of the patterns. All of the patterns that I have picked for this holiday season, not the Dickens Fair, but like other winter Christmassy kinds of patterns, are all free patterns from different websites that I usually purchase patterns from. But I wanted to do the free patterns this year as kind of a pattern challenge that I have not stepped up to at all. So yeah, let me know and I can do a quick blog post and put links to the patterns and the pattern designers. There's a lot of really fun ones that are kind of basic. I know that there's at least one pillowcase. I've actually never made a pillowcase in my entire life. I know that's supposed to be like a good starter pattern, but I've never done it. So I'm assuming that once I do it, I'll be pretty quick at it. The first pattern that I picked out to sew in my early stages of sewing, I was in the 7th grade, and my 7th grade we actually had a sewing class with machines. And I don't know what the company was where we ordered this stuff from, but we were able to order certain patterns and then fabric to go along with it. And the teacher gave us a few different types of patterns that we could choose from, and then let us know the coordinating fabrics that went along with those patterns. And I picked a sweatshirt I don't think it had a hood. I think it was just like a basic pullover sweatshirt. And I ordered lime green sweatshirt fleece. And then we changed schools. So I did get the pattern and the fabric before we moved. But it just kind of sat because when we moved, we lived with some family for a little while, and so we didn't really have access to our things, and then we moved into an apartment. And to be honest, I don't know if my mom ever got her sewing machine set up in that apartment. I'm trying to think, and I don't think she did. So I just wasn't like, it wasn't a thing I was doing. But I do believe she actually made that sweatshirt, because then after a couple years, I didn't live with her anymore for a while. So, I have seen the fabric over the last 20 years, like little bits of it scooting around in all of the things that I have. But I do believe she made that sweatshirt, and I don't know what happened to it. But I've always tried looking for the same sweatshirt fleece that I purchased. It was, I don't know, it was really nice, and it was like spongy, and it wasn't like this sweatshirt fleece. I don't know how to describe it. I really liked it. I was very into neon colors. It was 1989. So, I mean, you know, in the 80s we did neons. But yeah, someday if I find it, I will be so excited. But otherwise, I'm just going to keep my eye out for at least that kind of fabric, because I worked in a fabric store for quite a few years, and we never got that kind of fabric in. I don't love fleece, to be honest. Fleece, I don't know, it's a texture thing. It almost feels sticky to me. And I know that they've come out with lots of nicer fleeces, which are softer and whatever, but it's not like I would not personally want to make a sweatshirt out of it. I don't feel like it would hold up well. So it is what it is, But yeah, that's kind of all I had to talk about tonight. I think we're pushing 7:30, which if I go live, I do try to at least go until 7:30 so that I've got a few minutes of talking going and not just my intro and my outro. But yeah, just checking messages. So yeah, I'm just going through things. I am trying to clean up, I said, like my sewing room, getting projects done and out. I have not worked on the zipper bags that I talked about last week. I just, last week's a little bit of a blur, I guess. So I'm going to be working on those. Over the next month, especially in December, I will be doing a lot more work to my website, because I will be taking down all of the shirts and heat press tote bags. It's not that I won't ever sell that stuff. It's just that it's not where my passion is. It's a lot of work for me to put together the mock-ups. Even the, I mean, and that's saying a lot, because the mock-ups actually come pre-done. So when I buy designs from this particular person, small business, they do flat lay mock-ups, which is when you see them flat, no person in them. And then they do lifestyle photos where there's a person in the t-shirt, sweatshirt, whatever. And sometimes the person, or the flat lay, usually just the person. Sometimes the person is actually wearing the shirt with the transfer already on it, but most of the time the flat lay and the lifestyle shoot are blank t-shirts, and then you have to take the image of the transfer and put it on top. And that's a lot of work if the company's not providing that for you, because you have to figure out how big that transfer is going to be on the t-shirt. So there's a lot of room for error in that, because you don't have measurements. You don't know how big the person is that how big the t-shirt is that you're using this stock photo of. And so then to try to put another image on top of it is a little difficult. The company that I was purchasing from, they had the staff that they were setting up all of these mock-ups for us, for their customers. But sometimes the mock-ups wouldn't line up correctly. They would have the design and it would be on part of the background, or it would be over a wrinkled area. And like you could tell that it was a mock-up, and I don't love that. And there was just too much, I don't know how to say it. Some of them were really busy. There were a lot of things going on in the pictures. So I like a little bit of continuity on my website. I like a particular background. I like a particular style of how I take my pictures. And none of their pictures really worked with what I like for my business. So most of the time I would have to go into their images that they've already provided, and it's all compressed, so I can't move anything. But I could enlarge them so that I could take out a lot of the extras that they spent so much time putting in. And then I'd have to watermark them. But the amount of time it would take for me to set them up the way I liked them and then watermark them, it would take me hours. I would spend hours doing this work and then creating the listings. And I don't know, they just didn't seem to be popular. I don't know. Maybe I wasn't marketing them correctly. I don't know. Because that was a whole nother thing. I had to actually like market the t-shirts, which I did for 6 months, and they just, they weren't hopping and popping. So those will be coming down from my website over the next month and a half. They will be gone by January 1st. Even if it's a hostile takeover, they will be taken down. But I have boxes and boxes and boxes of transfers. So I'm working on liquidating those. Thankfully, I have some amazing friends that do similar businesses, and they are willing to help me out and take them off my hands. So that's always nice. And then I can pay some bills. So I'm working on that. And then I do want to work on some new stock for my website, because when I take down the hundreds of listings that I have already done for the t-shirts and the tote bags, it doesn't leave much on my website after that. So I do have plans for some fun launches over 2024. There will be certain things that will be very limited. There will be certain things that will be website only, because Etsy is doing, I don't know, Etsy is doing a lot right now that feels like it's hurting businesses. And I'm not saying that to discourage people from going to Etsy. I've made a lot of money there. It helped me realize that I could actually run a business. But at the same time, they didn't work towards putting precautions in to avoid mass-produced products. Is that a nice way of saying it? I don't know. They spent a lot of time and money doing advertising to draw eyes to their website, which is wonderful. Don't get me wrong. You can't have a business if you're not advertising. But I kind of feel like if they would have taken just a little bit of that advertising budget and put it into something that actually helped existing legitimate sellers, that it wouldn't be the cluster that it appears to be at the moment. I'm not saying people are not getting sales. I know that there are lots of shops that are legitimate handmade businesses that are getting lots of sales right now. Maybe not as much as in Prevy, because some of us couldn't go to in-person shopping a lot. But I don't know. It just, even myself trying to shop on Etsy, it's just not, it's not a fun experience, to be honest. I just was looking for something the other day, and all I was looking for was a digital product. So there's no, like, it's already created. I just want to purchase something, and there's just so much junk. Like, I know how SEO works. I put in exactly what I was looking for with a lot of direct specific input. Like, my search was very specific. It wasn't a generalized search, and things were coming up in that search that were not even close to what I was looking for. So I'm gonna say it, you know, like, I've done the video about keep Etsy handmade, but I'm also going to just say, like, hashtag Etsy do better, because they can. They really can. Don't cut off your nose to spite your face. Okay. So yeah, that's that. I will still, I'm not planning on closing my Etsy shop anytime soon. I think as of right now, I'm not selling anything that I can quote unquote get in trouble for. I shouldn't be. I think there's one that might be questionable. But yeah, but it's questionable. It actually should be fine. So I feel like I'm touching my face a lot tonight. I don't know what's up with that. So yeah. Oh, I know what else. I will probably not be going live next Wednesday. I will definitely put a notice up on Tuesday and Wednesday letting you know if I happen to go live, but I doubt it because it is Thanksgiving Eve. And as much as I would love to hang out with all of you while you're prepping for your family gatherings, I will be going to grandmother's house. And that is quite a drive. And I don't know what time we will be getting in to grandma's house, and we will be at a hotel for part of that. And so I don't know how internet will be. And I know I can't do, well, I shouldn't say I can't, but it will be very unlikely that I could do a live from my family's house because I have a large family. And apparently there are supposed to be, I want to, well, my dad said there's going to be close to 20 people for Thanksgiving. So she doesn't care if, you know, because I don't know if it's some people are surprising her or whatever. But, but either way, yeah, there's going to be like 20 people. A lot of those are kids now. I think my kids they're not quite the oldest, but they're pretty much the oldest. A lot of the other kids are much younger, and they're boisterous and they're fun, but that means loud. And so there would not be a quiet place for me to be able to do a live, where I would feel comfortable talking to a camera and without people walking in and out. So I will let you know if I change my mind, but as of right now, I probably will not do a live. So I will see you the first week of December. And hopefully that means, like, if I can do a bunch of recording and stuff the rest of this week and this weekend, I'm hoping to be able to start uploading a lot more videos and having some videos like ready for you. So hopefully, cross our fingers that I can stay on task. At least if I'm not doing a live, then I'll have some sort of something. My daughter wants me to make an apple pie and I think she wants a banana cream pie for Thanksgiving. I'm planning on doing the apple pie this week, and we're going to freeze it, and then we're going to like just put it in a cooler because it doesn't matter if it defrosts as we drive because it will still be refrigerated and it'll be fine. Banana cream, I'm not so sure if we're going to make that until we might make it when we get there, because I think with banana cream, it just has to be refrigerated. Like it doesn't have to be, I think that's what she wanted. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I'm not a big pie person, so we'll see. So let me bring up my closing script and then I can have my late dinner and read and enjoy the rain, which has quieted down, but it'll start up again. So thank you again so much for joining me tonight. If you haven't already, be sure to give this video a like or a thumbs up, follow or subscribe, and comment with #live or #replay. All of these interactions it keeps going dark. All of these interactions not only help push out the videos to more people that would enjoy them, they help me know what content you are enjoying the most. And then I have to go to my phone here and I have to do this so that I can say, I will